How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with a little bit of mystery beer. A little bit mystery beer courtesy of my boy Steven. Look at that. Look at that wrapping, man. That's psycho killer shit right there. So hopefully we'll see what's what with this. Actually, remembered to bring a bottle opener with me. I'm absolutely fucking amazed. I did that. And we're going to dive right in. For those who don't know what mystery beers are, they're beers that people wrap up. Oh. And, cap fell over. There's nothing on it, so I didn't cheat yet. You can see. There's nothing in there, so I don't know what it is yet. Yeah, bomber. I save this for the end of beers. Typically, I do mystery beers at the beginning, but it's a bomber, and I'm not going to lie to you. You can kind of see in there, and it looks dark. So if it looks dark, we'll save it for the end. We'll see what's what. I'm not using frosted glasses here. I'm not an asshole like that. It's just, it was in my cooler, so. It looks like a milk stout, man. It looks almost like a nitrogenized stout. Look at how that's cascading up all beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen a nitro bomber, so I doubt that this is a nitro beer, but it has to be like a porter or like an oatmeal stout, something creamy like that, because I mean, you look at that beer, good God, I mean, it looks all the parts of a milk stout, a pastry stout. Could be a barrel-aged stout, but I highly doubt it based off of how creamy and how fluffy and how delectable that nose is looking. So from a distance, what do we have? Stout. Kind of looks like a stout. It's dark, fluffy, creamy. Let's see if I can get a nose to this sucker. It's quite the head. Ooh, there's something weird going on here. What is that? What is that? That's weird. I don't know what that is. It's almost like it's like if oxidation had a baby with mint. We'll see in the taste, but it could be, this could be old, because it smells like there's oxidation in it. And I know that previously I've gotten mint from oxidized beers that contain cinnamon. So we'll see what's what. That's just a stab in the dark. Ooh, I just got a big pop of like a molasses, blackstrap molasses on there. So something that is originally sweet, rich, kind of chewy, but I think is maybe kind of aged a little bit, maybe not all that well. Each nose I take, I get a little less of that kind of oxidative mint thing. I'm getting acclimated to that. More of the beer's coming out, and it's rich, it's sticky. It's very much blackstrap molasses. Oh, man. It's vibrant. Let's put it that way. I have no idea what this is. I don't think it's a barley wine. I definitely think we're sticking in the stout territory here. I don't know. I'm just going to dive in. Cheers. What is this? This is a weird beer. Now I'm like going even further. So I don't think this is a stout. But I also don't think it's a barley wine or a porter, so I have no idea what the fuck it is. What is this? It's got, that mint thing came back, but it didn't come back as mint. It came back as like a herbal root thing, like a chicory or some kind of like a big licorice root, something along those lines. It's really creamy. This is a weirdo beer. This has got to be old. I'm thinking this is an adjunct stout. It's got to be. It's got to be an adjunct stout, probably coming in double digits. So let's call it 11.2 for the sake of conversation. 11.2% imperial stout with some kind of something in it, like some adjunct. Like I said, I really want to lean into like that chicory, herbally root kind of thing. But I think it's simple. I think it's more of an old thing, like an old thing. Like this might be like old, like 8 years old, like 2012. And then it had something else in it that has aged into that kind of weird root characteristic. So I'm trying to think what it is. I don't think it's cinnamon. It could be. It's got to be cinnamon. Okay, so let's do a little. I'm getting like soda pop vibes off it, so I'm thinking like sarsaparilla now. So let's go. Okay, I think this is old. I think it's decently old. I think it's probably 5 years, if not a little bit older than that. So 2013 for the sake of conversation. What were brewers putting in beer? That's the thing. Now I'm like, okay, it can't be anything too crazy. It's not going to be like acai berry and then this fucking crazy herbal root that no one heard of, because back then they were just doing more basic shit. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to make it simple just so we can unwrap it and we'll see how wrong I am. This is a 2014 Imperial Oatmeal Stout with licorice root. It's not going to be it. I don't know what it is. I just want to say licorice root for the sake of saying it. So, did I find the beginning? No, I didn't. Oh, I thought I got lucky. Oh, I did. What do we have here? Okay. Thank you very much, Steven. I said your name at the beginning, right? Steven? Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm okay. Oh, no, there you go. It's Lagunitas. How about that shit? This is, what is this? This is Sonoma Farmhouse Brett Stout. Okay. It makes sense. I'm not going to lie to you. And then it says Sonoma County Red Wine Barrels. Yeah, 11.3%. I said 11.2, so I'm going to pat myself on the back for that. How old is this? Not old? Am I making this up? This is probably not old because I don't think that they always have the Sonoma house. I can't. I forget how they do their dating. I think this might be 2018. I have no idea. For those playing at home, if you could decipher this for me, I know Lagunitas does. It says 250, and then it says 3, and a space 3, then space 1. Or it could be 8 and then 1. So I know one of those is the month, I believe. No, because they did the Julian date thing. So that should be 18 or 11. I don't know. Anyway, listen, I was wrong. I mean, it was an Imperial Stout. Imperial Stout aged in Sonoma red wine barrels. As far as what they say, our Sonoma series is showcase some of our sometimes funky, sometimes rustic, always limited fine ales from our Lagunitas Brewers Playground. This particular Brett Stout was fermented with a slight funk of Brettanomyces lactobacillus and our house ale yeast. Then housed in Sonoma County red wine barrels for up to 4 years. Okay. The result is 100% pure barrel-aged bliss, smooth, tart, and sultry with certain Sonoma-esque ishness. That's one of my fucking words right there. Finally aged and finally ready to share. Try one now and grab another to age a little longer. Or not. Life is uncertain. Give us a call. Yeah. I really want to know the age on this. I assume this is a one-off, so hopefully it's going to be easy to kind of pin down. This is a really cool beer. So this is a fun beer for mystery beer for a couple different reasons. Let me actually click this so you guys can see me a little bit better. Yeah, the light's changing. So, anyway, this is a really cool beer. It's a mystery beer. It's awesome. Thank you very much, Steven. But it's a cool exercise in perception, because I perceived that this was really old, and I'm not going to sit here and say this doesn't have age on it, but I confused a lot of the things that I would associate with age, I think, with red wine and Brett. Because I think Brett was giving me what I ended up perceiving as oxidation. That red wine was giving me that minty, weird fruit characteristic that I just couldn't peg down, and I assumed was something like cinnamon or some kind of like root that ended up aging out really weird. And that's the cool part about mystery beers, because now it makes sense. And I'm not going to sit here and say I don't like it more, because I do now. Because I was so firm in my belief that this was an over-the-hill, past its prime Imperial Stout with some kind of adjunct, that I totally glossed over and totally failed to recognize the Brett portion of the show, the lacto portion of the show, and the red wine barrel portion of the show. And that's the exercise. That's the fun part about mystery beers. When you put those blinders on, there's no faking shit. There's no faking front, unless you're people that take peeks and look at shit, which I assume a lot of people do when they do these series now, that people are doing them all over the place. But if you stay true to it and you don't fuck around, it kind of, it's humbling when you fuck up, and I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit if I'm right or wrong. It's awesome to be right though, but it's also like very cool because then it resets what you think about beer a lot of times. I would have never in a million years drinking beer like this thought Red Wine Barrel and Brett. I know that exists. I've had those beers before. It just never dawned on me. And to talk about beers and to be so sure of things, and then to go into them and not, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, like don't open your mind wide enough to let those other flavors and other ingredients kind of come in so you can think about them and talk about them more. I don't know. It's very, very fun, and this is the whole reason why I do mystery beer. It's absolutely fantastic. And thank you very much, Steven. This is absolutely fun beer. I have to look up the date on this after I'm done because I'm outside. The only thing I have is my phone, and that's what recording me right now. But anyway, let's cut to the chase. Is this one of the better wine barrel aged Brett based Imperial Stouts that I've had as late? Yeah, it's number one because I can't remember the last one I had. I've had a couple though, but it is really fun. It's one of the funner beers. I like it. I think it's tasty. It's way better knowing what it is, which is almost like defeating the purpose of mystery beers. Is like what you don't want. You'd be like, well, it should be good regardless. Well, when you're guessing that it's old, kind of, I don't know, something about it. I like it. Let's put it that way. Value availability, no idea. I don't know if this is new or old or whatever. Steven, please let me know what's what and leave you with if you like what we like this beer. If you like wine barrel aged stuff, you like Brett based stuff, you like Lagunitas stuff, and you like interesting stuff. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. You want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of kooky barrel aged beer right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.